Hello from beautiful Sedona. We were planning to visit Bell Rock this morning, but we got there around 10 a.m. and there were no parking spaces. We waited a while and then drove around Highway 179 a bit and then came back to the Bell Rock parking area, but still there weren't any spots. We actually didn't mind driving up and down the highway. 179 is also called the Red Rock Scenic Byway, and scenic it is. Finally, we came across a parking area that looked like it had some spots, and it did. So we parked here at the Yavapai Vista point, and I'm so glad we did. This is really a gem of a trail and a hidden gem for us since we were laser focused on visiting Bell Rock. Once we parked the car, we saw signs for different trails, and this trail does connect with Cathedral Trail, so if you don't find parking there, this is a great alternative. The reason this is called the Yavapai Vista Point is, I suppose, because of the beautiful vista you get once you reach the top, and it's an incredible 360-degree view of the Red Rock scenery. And we got to see Bell Rock from this point. Breathtaking view. By the way, we were staying at the Hilton Vacation Club in Sedona, and the views from there were spectacular as well. The drive to Yavapai from the hotel is around 20 minutes and well worth it. At the beginning of the parking area, you will find smaller trails. This one is marked Coco Nino to Slim Shady, and it's a narrow trail at this point, and judging by the tracks, it looks like it's mainly used by cyclists, and it's a bit muddy, but it also offers some beautiful views. The Slim Shady and Made in the Shape Loop Trail is another spectacular hike you might want to consider, and this parking area could be where you start the trail if you want. Okay, so now that we got the parking out of the way and put our America the Beautiful pass in the dashboard, by the way, if you don't have one, make sure to buy one ahead of time or buy a Red Rock pass at the kiosk near the trailhead. They take both the America the Beautiful or specifically a Red Rock pass, so make sure you have that ahead of time. Heading to the trailhead, you can see how the cars are parked. Some not so legit parking spots, but as long as you don't block anyone in and there are no signs that say no parking, then I suppose it's all good. At the end of the parking lot near the trailhead, you'll find a kiosk to buy a parking pass. So if you didn't already, now you can buy one, and then you have to go back to the car and put it in the dash. There are various rates, but $5 is good for the day, even if you visit other trailheads. Just keep the pass in the dash. Also, near the trailhead, you'll find a storyboard with more information about the parking pass, maps, and other information you might find interesting. But frankly, I found the scenery much more interesting. And there is a bathroom here with a line for it, of course. By the way, bring your own water to wash your hands. There is usually no running water at these so-called bathrooms, so come prepared. This trail is marked Yavapai Vista, and it starts out very wide, and then at the very beginning of the trail is a viewing area with information about the names of the various rock formations that you can see out in the distance. At the far right is the Courthouse Butte and Bell Rock. That's where we were trying to get to this morning. We actually did get there later in the day, and I have a video on that hike. It's definitely worth doing. Actually, everything here is worth doing. You can also see the Rock of Gibraltar. This one is in Arizona. And then this interesting formation called Rabbit Ears. So after a little orientation, off we went on the Yavapai Vista Trail. It's a half-mile out and back. According to all trails, it's considered easy and takes only about 14 minutes to complete, but somehow it took us longer. I think it's because going back, we strayed off the main Yavapai trail and onto one of the other trails, or should I say we took the scenic route back. But this is the main Yavapai trail to get to the Vista Point. It's quite rocky, and I stopped many times to admire the view, so forget about the 14 minutes. It took us longer for that reason as well. But who doesn't want to stop and admire the view? That's why we're here. Every so often we saw trail markers like this. As you can see, this particular trail doesn't allow for cyclists or horses. The trail was quite rocky and a little challenging, maybe that's why. I'm not sure I would label this easy. And then we came to a fork. One labeled Yavapai and the other labeled Kaibob. And wow, the view is absolutely breathtaking. We continued on the trail. There were some ups and downs and turns, and then we came to another sign pointing the way forward to the Yavapai Vista and also the Basalt Trail. So now we are getting closer to the Vista and the scramble up the rocks begins. It's not the same scramble you'll find at Devil's Bridge. That video is coming out soon, but still it was an effort to get up to the top, and then wow, what a beautiful vista. And there you can see Bell Rock and Courthouse Butte. And now for the hike back to the parking lot. Apparently, we did not take the same trail. On this trail, we came across numerous cyclists, and the Yavapai Trail doesn't allow cyclists. So we definitely weren't on the Yavapai Trail anymore. Also, the trip back was way longer than the trip there, so we somehow found ourselves on a completely different trail and enjoying every step of the way. This trail had a bit more vegetation and, of course, cyclists. My only concern was, where was this trail leading us? Was it going to get us back to the same place our car was parked? Or would we find ourselves at some completely different endpoint? Because this definitely wasn't the same way that we came in. The trail was mostly down, so that was good, but it was still much longer than the way in, and my concerns about finding our car were deepening. But we were on vacation, so no worries. And now I know why this isn't familiar. This is the Kaibob and Slim Shady Trail. No signs of the Yavapai Trail, but we already guessed that. And then we found a sign that said to parking, and hopefully it's our parking lot. Here you can see a little map of the trails. Instead of taking the shorter Yavapai Vista Trail back, we took the Slim Shady and then Kaibob trails, which made our hike a bit longer than the 14 minutes all trails promised us. More like an hour longer, but wow, this was worth it. That was a wonderful hike, and now it was time to break for lunch. We brought sandwiches and water in the car, so we refueled our bodies, and then we drove over to Bell Rock, and wouldn't you know it, we finally found parking. You can view our Bell Rock trail adventure in another video. Make sure to visit both locations for spectacular and very different experiences. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Yavapai Vista Trail. Please subscribe if you did. It helps my channel and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye.